Welcome to Drive Through Sports with Adam and Paul. I'm Adam Freeman, coming to you from a rainy Atlanta, Georgia. Paul Brees is in Brentwood, Tennessee, where I'm sure it is raining there as well. It is Veterans Day, November 11th, 2020, as we salute our veterans. My dad, veteran of the Vietnam War. Uh, Salute to him. Thank you for your service, Pop. And all the other veterans around, including military personnel currently. That will be one Connor Brees.
Yeah. Number one fan of Drive Through Sports with Adam and Paul.
Absolutely, he is the number one fan. He is a frequent retweeter of all things Drive Through Sports. We need to
Yeah.
definitely clarify that. Whenever my phone buzzes, I always look over there, and of course, liked by Connor Brees. So
Yeah.
always a good thing. And speaking of something that I put out on our Twitter at D through Sports has to do with the Masters, which is of course this week down in Augusta. My daughter Abby goes to Augusta University down there as a nursing student down there, and due to the Masters, they all the medical students and the nursing students got like an early break. So she's been home since Tuesday of last week, and she goes back on Sunday, and then she'll be down there for 10 days, whatever, and then she'll come back before Thanksgiving and spend some time with us here. But yeah, the Masters. So what I posted on our Twitter was John Rahm on the 16th hole. You saw this, Brees. You had to have seen this.
Absolutely.
I mean, that is the equivalent. That's the equivalent of me doing that on the 14th hole at Woodland Hills. All the water in front, skipping it 4 times across the water, and then it just trickles and rolls literally all the way across the green above the hole and rolls right down. I mean, and the guy's just playing around. I mean, it's like he's like, let's tee this ball up. Hey, let me see if I wonder if I. He's probably like before he hit that ball, he's probably like, man, I wonder if I could skip it across the water onto the green. That's probably what he said. It's like, I bet I can do it. And the other guy was like, I bet you can. It's like, watch.
Yeah.
Sure enough, what ensued was got to be Paul. I mean, we've watched guys hit hole in ones. Okay, the was it Arnold Palmer's grandson 2 years ago at the Masters,
Jack Nicklaus.
or Jack Nicklaus, his grandson hits the hole in one during I guess the par 3 day or whatever,
Right.
and that was pretty incredible. But and Tiger's shot at the Masters that rolled, and then the one last revolution, that was pretty amazing. But it wasn't a hole in one, and it wasn't at the difficulty level of this shot. This shot was like it was like it was like miniature golf stuff, man. Like I mean, when you first saw it, did you think it was real? Because I was like, there's no way this is real.
Yeah. Yeah. I double checked. I had to make sure we got confirmation from other Twitter sources for sure that.
I mean,
But yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, it was just a fluke, right? But
yeah,
John Rahm doing it versus me and you trying to do it fluke style
yeah,
never happened, right? So there is
right,
skill involved into it.
absolutely, and that's why I think part of his deal was what was interesting about it was probably just a gaff on the tee. Hey, kind of like, hey, here, hold my head cover, watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've had many of shots in our golfing days where the ball would skip in the water, but that was not on purpose.
No, no. In fact, funny that you should mention that, because I was going through some of my photos on my phone trying to free up some space, and I came across the video of us playing and you tomahawking one into the water and then coming after me with the golf club.
Yeah.
That made me that was like it made me think a little bit of the John Rahm tweet. Although, like you said, yours ended up at the bottom of a small pond. But
That's
um,
right.
you know, over the years, I've deposited many balls in that body of water, and I would imagine if I were to ever of playing at the Masters and on 16, I'm pretty confident um, that I wouldn't be able to skip the ball, but I'm pretty confident that I would deposit at least one ball uh, in the water and making an attempt to hit that green. So just hats off. Of course, big week down there in Augusta Masters. Tiger, the defending champion. There's a lot been said about how, and even he kind of credited the crowd with making that win possible. What do you think it's going to be like for those guys with limited spectators? Totally different dynamic.
Excuse me. They've been playing all season, right, without crowds, right? So
yeah,
I think they're probably used to it by now.
Yeah, but Augusta's a special place, and it's a different sort of.
You definitely will hear the birds chirping and the deer rustling, the squirrels. The wildlife will be out there, and it'll be a interesting feel. And it'll be interesting to see if the Golf Channel or ESPN or whoever pipes in any kind of crowd noise like they've been doing with the other majors. Right?
Have they been doing that with other golf tournaments?
No, they have not. But
okay.
Right, the Masters.
Yeah, Masters a whole different
level.
Whole different animal. Yeah, absolutely. And of course, tomorrow is round one. Get started pretty early, and see if. What do you think that you think Tiger can repeat?
In my G-rated version, answer heavens no. You know what? I'm going to go with John Rahm. Going with John Rahm. I mean,
are you really? Are you really? I like. Here's
proven to me already.
Yeah,
he's in my top. He's in my top 5 of. Listen. I don't know if you know this, but legalized betting has happened in Tennessee, right?
Oh, we're going to hit on that. Oh yeah.
Okay, so there's a big push. DraftKings is really pushing DeChambeau and Rory to try to. They're doing some odds boosting, right, to try to put the money on those two guys. But man, I got Rahm and I got DJ.
You're not falling for it, are you?
No, I'm not falling for it. And I got Rahm, DJ, Dustin Johnson, and I guess if a wild card, right? If we would be Xander Schauffele.
Oh, that's my guy right there. That's who I was going to say. Xander Schauffele. Xander Schauffele, I think, is going to be. He's going to finish top 3. I really think he's going to finish top 3. I just like his game. He's kind of unflappable. Rahm has a tendency to lose his cool a little bit.
You think?
Yeah. And if he gets down, or and it's a big time. I mean, this. You play golf, you coach golf. You see kids, they duff one, and it affects them for 2-3 holes, maybe. But if you're a professional, you got to be able to leave it behind. And Schauffele just seemed like a very even keel guy. Now, you said you got Dustin Johnson, and he's just coming off of COVID, man.
It's okay.
I know, but I just feel like he's going to have some effects of that that layoff, or that isolation, or just in general malaise from that. So I don't really see him. I definitely see him outside the top 5.
Well, I'll tell you this. Xander Schauffele is plus 1,600 to win. So if you put $10 on Schauffele, you win 170.
Ooh.
So if you want to Venmo me $10, you let me know.
I'll Venmo it right now. Dude, what's your Venmo?
I'm not going to say it out loud.
You can text it to me.
All right.
Text me a Venmo.
Yeah. Or you could go Schauffele top 20 for plus 335. $10 bet if Schauffele makes the top 5, he wins you 43. So there you go.
Dude, I think I'm gonna take that action.
There you go. Our DraftKings action tonight. Freeman takes Schauffele for the win or top 5.
That's right.
Anyway, yeah, you know what? I just hope they have good weather, right? And being November, that's kind of a worry. Is this hurricane coming through?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna make landfall, I think, around the Tampa area. tomorrow. And so, that's, the track it's on, it's not that far from Augusta. So that's got to be something that they're thinking about. You could see that. I mean, if it happens, you could see this thing not get concluded on Sunday. I mean,
Right.
in all reality. So that's something to think about as well. But you're alluding to the DK up in Tennessee. So that happened. This was like last week, correct?
It actually happened like November 1st.
Okay.
But that was a Sunday, so there was some action that DraftKings was given to new users. FanDuel was given to new users. It was basically you bet 100, or I'm sorry, bet $1, win 100 if the Titans are who did Titans play that week? Whoever I'm sorry, it may have just been the Titans. If they scored a touchdown, you won $100 as a kind of a promo.
Good grief.
And so that was an easy score, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got Derrick Henry, right?
Oh, when you got Derrick, you should be all right. You're definitely not going to go without a touchdown like the Bucs did on Sunday night. Holy cow!
Holy mackerel!
Wow, they're just killing me. Look, I mean, go from Masters to DraftKings, and then go to freaking fantasy football. It's just absolutely killing me. Michael Thomas. I mean, the Saints. Drew Brees throws 4 TDs, none of them to my guy. And then the Bucs, and I have Mike Evans, who's normally a beast, and I get nothing out of him, basically. Like 7 points out of him. I get like 7 out of Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas all year scored 10 points for me because he's been injured. So he's not helped me at all. I'm barely above the 500 mark here. 5-4 going into week 10.
You know what? I think I only predicted you to win 4 or 5 games. So
listen, I know you did. You had no faith. It's all managing your roster, dude.
Yeah.
Managing your roster. That's what I've been able to do. Go for it.
The SEC football is getting out of control.
Listen, as much as SEC and Big Ten, like as much as Big Ten, like here's who needs to be mad. Justin Fields needs to be upset because their game against Maryland is postponed or canceled this weekend. So the guys only played 3 games now.
That's right.
I mean, it's not going to matter. They're going, they go undefeated. They're going to put them in the playoff. But how many games are they going to play? That's the thing. So you got a Clemson who's 7-1. They'll play Notre Dame again at full strength in the championship. They should beat them. But yeah, LSU's got a COVID outbreak. Mississippi State's got a COVID outbreak, which leaves the marquee game of the week is Kentucky.
Don't say it.
Kentucky Vandy is. Listen to this, Brees. Okay, as a Kentucky fan, I've watched them play. I know their ins and outs. Dude, they're favored by 17 over Vandy.
You want to Venmo me some money?
I don't think they're going to cover that. They can't score. They can't.
Well, here's what Vandy's got going for them.
They got a quarterback that's coming into his own.
Yeah, well, that and they've already had the COVID issues. Yeah. So all their guys are starting to come back.
Yeah.
Except for the guys that apparently are not playing because they've had 2 guys already put in for the transfer portal.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Derek Mason's coaching career at Vandy is on the shortest leash possible. I don't see him making it at all.
Well, here's the thing. Who are you going to get?
Listen, here you go. I'm going to give you one name. Throw all the money at him you can. You know who I'm going to say? This guy. Back the truck up. Drop it in his lap. Hugh Freeze.
Dude, he just signed an extension with Liberty through 2026. Not happening.
He wants to get back in the SEC. No doubt.
I mean,
he is going to be tired of going to the Bahamas Bowl every year. He's going to be tired of playing you know, the Sun Bowl, the
Instead
Poinsettia
of
Bowl.
dot the
Yeah, really.
whatever.
Belt.com Bowl.
Hey, don't diss on the belt ball now. It's quality football.
I'm letting you know that would be my number one pick. Now,
but that's the thing. He's locked up now. Would Vandy be willing to buy him out of Liberty? That would be the thing. Like that's the deal with Vandy. That's not their focus, man. Like they're not going to do that.
okay,
And
you're right. You're right.
You know they're not going to do that. That's not. They don't.
You're right.
They don't buy coaches out for football.
All right.
Vandy.
Listen, Hugh Freeze is on my top list. So you know what? Tennessee, back the truck up. Let's take Hugh Freeze.
You're done with Pruitt already, huh?
I'm done with him. Here's the reason why. You got Jared Garantano. The guy is trash. Sorry, JG. Number 2, the backup, Brian Maurer.
Yeah.
The guy is horrendous. You're telling me in 2 years you can't get this guy ready? Here's the problem. Yeah. Harrison Bailey, I'm afraid you're not going to get any coaching.
No.
And
it's obvious he's not.
So it's basically up to your just ability to get, do it upon yourself, because there's no quarterback coaching going on in Tennessee. The apparent, either JG is just an incredible practice player and has fooled the coaches that he can handle it, or the practice defense is tremendous trash and that he is a legend killer at practice. Because the difference between 1 and 2 is huge. And it shouldn't be that.
Yeah.
Let's name the freshman quarterbacks that are better than JG. Oh, the Vandy guy, right?
Yeah, he's a freshman. Yeah, I think he's better. Yeah. Yeah. What's the guy out at USC? He's a freshman, isn't he?
Yeah.
Guy at Oregon, better.
How can these guys? Garantano's like a 17th year senior. He drives me nuts. And I've had it.
He's epic. He is epically bad. I mean, he really is. I mean,
all right. Well, so anyway, back to my point about Vandy. There's another guy, College of Charleston, and one other guy.
Coastal.
I'm sorry, Coastal Carolina.
Yeah,
that's right.
Number 15 in the nation now.
Huh?
Number 15 in the nation.
Well, listen, you eventually want to get in the SEC, but the problem is this. Vandy has a problem with making – listen, why does Derek Mason stay at Vandy? He doesn't have to work. He's okay.
No pressure.
Job security for winning one game.
Yeah.
I mean, of course you want to stay.
Yeah. I mean, there is no pressure, literally no pressure to win, no expectation. And you're in the SEC, and every now and then, every squirrel gets a nut every now and then.
Well, the only reason they're not going to win any games this year is because they don't have East Tennessee State coming in. They don't have
Miami of Ohio.
TSU doesn't come in. That's
true.
So, anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about Nashville sports that
Let's do. All right. It's right there behind you, brother.
Can the Toronto Raptors end up in Nashville during the COVID season this year?
Dude, that would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, playing in Bridgestone.
Sure.
That's a perfect venue.
They host the SEC tournament every time.
I mean, it's a perfect venue. The town, the city. I mean, it's a sports town. I mean, minus Vandy, of course, but I mean, with the Predators, the Titans. I mean, a lot of Tennessee fans in that area. It's perfect. It would seem like it would be perfect. It's centrally located. You've got, it's a hub. I mean, it's got an international airport, so that shouldn't be a problem. Plenty of hotels and stuff like that. I mean, I think it's a good choice. Now, were there other choices out there that are battling Nashville for this position?
Well, what other major city do you think
Charlotte
is
probably.
needing, huh?
Charlotte? No, they already got a team.
Yeah. Come on. A big city, lots of action.
Vegas.
Las Vegas. Yeah.
Vegas.
Um,
And they already do like the summer league, so they're already kind of prepped for it. Again, hotel's not an issue. Curfew is an issue.
curfew.
Is an issue. Yes.
All right.
Well,
Here's what I found out, Adam.
all right. Talk to me.
And I know you're going to sit here and you're going to like, wait a minute. Rochester, New York, Hampton Roads, Virginia, Kansas City, Missouri.
The old Kansas City Kings.
Back.
Kemper Arena.
Kemper Arena.
So there's only those three. Those are the only three, huh?
I mean, that's what they're looking at.
I mean, the only reason I would say that Rochester, because you got Celtics, Knicks, Nets, Wizards, Sixers. You got that proximity. It's really, really close. That'd be the only thing that would hurt Nashville when you compare it to that venue. I mean, since Toronto's the only Canadian team, so you almost they might want to keep them in an Eastern city. That might be the only strike against Nashville that's too far south for that. And Vegas, that kind of defeats the purpose to me. If you're looking to diminish travel, because that's way the heck out there with the teams they would be playing on the regular basis. Are they going to set it up like, I know they want to start in December. Are they going to set it up like baseball did, where it's regional only? So you play, regional teams, in the Eastern Conference. Maybe you just play those teams in the Eastern Conference,
right?
Versus the Western Conference just plays Western Conference opponents. I mean, if you're really looking at diminishing travel, that seems like the baseball model worked pretty well, doing it that way. So, I mean, I don't know. It's interesting though, but I mean, Nashville is attractive. That's for sure. They would definitely pack the place every night. No doubt.
If they're allowed to.
If they're allowed to. Yeah. And they have not made a decision on that, I would imagine.
Yeah. So I was looking at the division. The two most southern cities in the Eastern Division are the Hawks, but the Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Miami Heat. I apologize. Yeah. Miami Heat.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that's way down there.
Way down the road.
So they that's.
Hey, listen, I know you love the NBA as much as I do.
Yeah.
But we got to give a quick shout out to the NBA draft coming around. Do you know who the possible number one pick for the Minnesota Timberwolves is, right? Former Georgia Bulldog.
It is Edwards, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're looking at him hard.
Listen, they should look at him hard because he's an absolute beast. I mean, Kentucky went after him hard, and he chose Georgia to be closer to home. But I mean, he's everything you want in a 4. I mean, he's everything you want in a 3-4 guy. Just he's strong. He's got range. He can rebound. Can guard. I mean, yeah, he's going to be good. I think he's probably, like I said, the number one. I think the guy Obi Toppin, the guy from Dayton, is going to be pretty high on a lot of people's draft boards as well. I've even heard Tyrese Maxey is going to be a top 10 guy. And I think Kentucky may have one other that's maybe top 15. But yeah, I think Edwards should be your number one overall. And I guess that's coming up next week sometime. So my thing is, like, I mean, have these guys even been able to work? I guess they've been able to work out for the teams in limited amounts. So they've seen all the guys they want to see, all these teams, and that especially teams are in the top 3. They've watched all the tape they can watch, and
Well, you talk about watching. Watching film. I don't know if you know this, but a guy that's probably going to go in the top 15 played for the Vanderbilt Commodores.
Is this Garland?
No. He's already
Oh,
gone.
he's already in the league.
Aaron Nesmith. Considered one of the best shooting prospects. Got hurt last year, didn't even play. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about a guy that's been a while, but
yeah, I mean, it's been a while since guys have played any competition at all. You think about the college guys. I mean, it's literally been 8 months since they've played a game.
Yep.
And some of the, so they've having to, you've got guys that were in elite shape that have having to be disciplined and do stuff on their own. So you really wonder, what are you going to get with some of these guys? But the top tier guys are going to be, they're not going to change. Their skill levels there. Their undeniable talent is there. You're not going to get cheated if you're drafting in the top five. Now, outside the top five, see, that gets a little tougher. And that's that's where it gets tough, when you have to really be able to evaluate talent. And you got to get shooters, man. I mean, the big guys, they tend to fall a little bit later in the draft because everybody wants shooters the way the game is now. So,
let's give a finger cross that this guy just drops, because it's not him that I don't like, but it's his dad.
Oh no! Yeah, yeah. I don't see him
go to Charlotte, by the way.
Oh, really? At 2?
I think he's at 3, and okay. Michael Jordan seems to like him.
Wow.
We'll let Michael Jordan handle his dad.
Yeah, seriously. Wow. Guy's a piece of work.
Yep.
Piece of work.
Well,
man. Well, hey, I'm gonna have a 2020 pivot real quick, because I want to give a quick shout out to my Hoyas, who have won 2 in a row after starting 0-4. Okay, so get this. Up until the first 4 games, we had scored a total now of 47 points. Okay, in 4 games. Our offense was averaging just under 12 points a game. And then we won a game. We scored 21, won 21-10. That was our first win. And that set us up for last Friday night. We go to Marietta, defending state champs, against defending state champs, which is a unique situation because now we are in their upper level. We're in 7A now. We were in 6A last year, won state championship. They won it, of course, in 7A. Lost Harrison Bailey, Eric Gilbert, Aziz Ojolari, who's starting at Georgia. I mean, Gilbert and Ojolari are starting as freshmen. And, of course, we all know what's going on with Harrison Bailey. But so they lost a lot of dudes. We lost a lot of dudes, too. We go to their place and hang 51 on them.
Wow.
Scored 68 points in 5 games. We hung 51 on those dudes. We threw a halfback pass, touchdown. Quarterback run, 73 yards, touchdown. I mean, everything we did was working. Took the ball, scored. 2 plays into their first possession, fumble. We take it in, score, boom. Before you know it, we're up 21-0. And they're like, what is going on? And we're like, what is going on? Okay, we have this is unreal. So we've had a little bit of a renaissance at the Hoyas. We are now 2-1 in region, and it is mathematically still possible, believe it or not, after starting 0-4, for us to win region. Now, the team that is in first, we lost to, so they own the tiebreaker. So they would have to lose their last 2, and we would have to win our last 2, and we would be region champs at 4-1. Yeah. Now, they're not going to lose their last 2 because they play the worst team in the region that we beat last week, and another team that's not very good. I think they play Marietta also, which that'll essentially eliminate them. But if we win not, if we win Friday night, we'll be 3-1 in region, or excuse me, yeah, 3-1 in region, with one to play, and we could be, if we finish 4-1, if we win the last two, we will be a 2 seed and host a playoff game,
Yeah.
which is crazy considering how we started, how poorly we started. So, in this episode, I got to give my hats off to that crew. I got to give my hats off to our coaching staff for not giving up on these guys, and for the kids themselves. I mean, we went 5 weeks, Paul, without playing a game because of COVID.
Right.
And that was tough. And we came back. And when we came back, we won that game. We had to win it, or we were eliminated. And we knew that, and we did it. So hats off to those kids, coaches, everybody, and hopefully we can have as many people as we can on Friday night, and I hope the rest of the folks go to HawaiiNationSports.com and listen on our app at 7 o'clock to the Pinnacle Carl Black pregame show on Hawaii Nation Sports Broadcasting, as we'll bring it to everybody. Just want to make sure that everybody is not only following us on Twitter at D3 Sports, check out our YouTube channel, but also check out the Hawaii Nation Sports Broadcasting's YouTube channel. And you can follow us on Twitter at Hawaii Nation SB, and check us out on Instagram at Hawaii Nation SB, because we're going to have a pretty funny video dropping tomorrow that's going to promo our weekly show. So, Brees, I know your kids have Instagram, right?
Yeah, I'll check it out.
All right, check it out. Give me your feedback. It's a little political satire, just so you know. You'll like it.
I love it.
It's
I love
fun. It's fun stuff. It's all in good fun.
Yeah.
But for Paul Brees, I'm Adam Freeman. You've been listening to Drive Through Sports with Adam and Paul.